Hi everyone, happy Friday. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing and testing out of the 48-pin knitting machine by Sentro. This is the package. I already have the 22-pin Sentro. I have the 46 needle AliExpress knitting machine. And I also have the 22 needle knitting machine from AliExpress as well. You can see some of those videos in the I button up there. So let's just get into it. Let's do the unboxing. So right off the bat, this is how it looks like. It says Central. This is the roll counter. As you can see, it looks a little bit dirty, but it's new. It just comes pre-oiled or pre-lubed. And this is how it spins. So it won't go more because you have to put the button to tube if you want to make a hat. For P, you can make flat panels. That's why the needle doesn't go more. It doesn't crank more. So we're going to put it to tube. And now you can see that it goes. This is what the bottom looks like. You have to put in the feet. This brings suction cups. It brings the little needle. It brings the legs, some screws. This is the needle. Suction cups with the screws. A little hook, little crochet hook. Screwdriver. Another needle. This is smaller than this one. These are, oh, it also brings another bigger needle. So it brings 3 needles, separate, different sizes. These are your stands, your 4 legs, and this is your tension for the yarn. You put the yarn through these holes right here. This is the tight tension, medium, and loose tension. You just put this on the front of the machine. And you also get 4 little balls of yarn. And here you have the instructions. It comes in Chinese and in English. Let's set up the legs. We have to put our machine upside down. So we're going to place the legs. It has this little tab here. It will go in. You just have to push it gently down. There you go. Just like that. And then we can put the screw in. Let me put the other legs. Now let's take our screwdriver. So you get 4 screws in total. We're going to put one right where this little hole is. You can kind of see it right in the middle. We're going to try and put it in. So it's in, and then we just have to tighten it up. just carefully. This is fine as long as it doesn't come loose. So I'm going to do that with the other legs and I will be right back. And here we have it. All four legs are nice and secured. So the Sentro brings 4 suction cups to secure your machine to your table or to your surface, but I do not recommend using them because when I try to put them on, it was so tough to put them in that I had to use the screwdriver to try and squeeze it in. I advise not to use them. So with every knitting machine, the way that it works, you turn the handle away from you in a clockwise position. Just turn the handle and then it should be knitting fine. We're going to put our tensioner right here. It has these little holes on the side. I hope that you can see it. You put it in the middle here. This is your tensioner. You put it this way, you don't put it backwards. On top, we're just going to try and just squeeze it in here. Just like so, and that's it. You put your yarn towards here. We put the counter to 0. For this video, I wanted to make a checkered hat. You can see that I made my own design here. It has the checkered pattern. You can make your own, but you have to make sure that the grid has 48 rows going horizontally, and depending on the length of your hat, you needed to make a 42 row going vertically. So 48 rows is the circumference of your hat, and the 42 rows is the length of the hat that you want it to be. So I accidentally made the pattern a little bit too small here. This shows only 36 rows, but I had to make it a little bit bigger. That's why I recommend for you to do the hat 42 rows for the length. So the Sentro machine has 48 needles, and I have here a pattern that I made. Here is horizontally, it has 48 rows, and vertically it has 36. 48 is for the roundest, the circumference of the hat, and 36 is the length of your hat. So when I finished the hat for the video, I accidentally made it too short. That's why I had to redo it again, and then I made it to 42 rows going vertically. So please remember that it's better to have the hat to be longer than short. I have a black and white printer, that's why it didn't print the colors. So I have my yarn here. These are the yarns that I'm going to use. I bought them at Michael's. The deep pink yarn is by Red Heart Soft Yarn in the color Very Pink. And the baby pink yarn is by the brand Craft Smart Value Yarn in the color Blush. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put our yarn in, and the way that you do that is So we're going to start with the deep pink color. I have my yarn ready. We're going to cast it on. So we're going to leave a good tail, and we're going to put the yarn on the white needle. Now we're going to turn the handle away from us. We're going to skip one needle, and then we're going to put it in on the other needle. We're going to skip one, put it on the other one. So every other needle, you're going to put your yarn in. This is only for the first row. You're casting on. And you know that you did it right if the white needle has the yarn in, and then the pink needle doesn't have the yarn in. Now we're going to go behind the pink needle that's on the right to the white needle, and we're just going to put it in the guide, and we're going to put it on our tensioner. I'm going to put it on the last one. Now we can just spin. Now we can just turn. I'm going to do 2 more rows. Now we're just going to spin the handle away from us. Now we can start doing our pattern. So I'm going to do 4 needles, the deep pink. But before we start, I'm going to take my baby pink yarn. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie the yarn together. We're going to make a knot. I'm tying the deep pink yarn with the baby pink yarn. So our pattern will actually start on the left pink needle from the white, because the white needle is actually the 48th needle, which is the last one. And now our pattern can start. So this is the first needle. It has the number 1 here. I'm going to do 4 needles of the pink color. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we just turn a little bit more. Now we put this yarn a little bit on the back. So I'm going to put my baby pink yarn on this number 5 needle, and we're going to do 4 baby pink needles. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go 4. And now we're going to switch to our deep pink yarn. We're going to put it on the 6th needle. Wait, I'm so sorry. On the 9 needle. And then we'll do 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Try. Let's see again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 deep pink. And now we're gonna switch to our baby pink yarn. We're going to do 4. So that's the pattern. 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we take the deep pink yarn. We're going to put it on our needle. So we have 4 baby pink. Now we're going to do 4 deep pink. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we do baby pink. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we just continue this pattern until we do all of our 35 rows. But remember, you have to follow the colors. So I've been doing 4 deep pink, 4 baby pink, 4 deep pink, 4 baby pink, just like that. And then I'm going to put the other pattern. So it just alternates with deep pink, baby pink, deep pink, baby pink, and that's how you get your checker pattern. So this is my last row of this pattern, and then when I reach my first pink needle, I'm going to do the deep pink, baby pink, deep pink, just like that. You're just following the chart. So this is what we have. It looks a mess, but we're going to be able to hide this with a layer of yarn. We're going to be doing 36 rows of plain knitting. So you're going to choose what yarn you want to end up with for the inside of your hat. I'm going to be choosing this deep pink one. I'm going to be cutting this yarn because we don't need this anymore, and we're going to tie it with the yarn that we're going to use for the inside. I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail. We're going to cut this. And that's that. We're going to be making a knot like we did previously. This is just to hold the yarn in place. So we're going to be knitting 36 rows. I'm going to clear my counter. This is my last needle. I'm going to put on the first needle, and we're just going to knit as usual. So you don't have to do any casting off yet. You're just spinning the handle clockwise position away from you, and you do this for all of your rows, and you stop at the white needle. I'm so sorry, my program that I used to record just completely closed on me, so it didn't save the part where I'm casting off. I'm so sorry about that. But what I did, so I stopped in the white needle. This was the last needle that I put the yarn in. Now I am just casting off. I cut a good amount of tail. So to cast off, you just put your needle in with the yarn, just like so. You take it off, and you do this carefully because you don't want any drop stitches. So I just turn my handle so the yarn is no longer on the needles. Just like that. I am just putting my needle in that has the yarn. So you do this all around until you have cast off all of the needles. I hope that you can hear me properly. My son is awake, so I have to film. in the room. As you can see, the stitching in between the checker pattern is very loose, but I'm hoping that it will be fixed when I wash it and dry it so it can tighten the stitches. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the inside part inside. You just go in. Just like this. Now we're ready to close the hat. The way that you do that is you just pull the yarn, you cinch the yarn, just like so. You want to try and get it closed as possible. There's that. Now we can cinch the outside part. And we're going to try and tuck all of those stitches inside. We're going to pull the strings together. So to stretch your hat, you want to give it a good whack against the surface so everything can stretch together. And now we're just going to make a knot with both of the yarn strings. We have to make a double knot to keep the hat secured, and then you can just cut off the excess yarn. Or you can also thread a needle with both of the yarns and bring them towards the inside so the excess yarn won't be too visible. And there we have it. I know it's not perfect, but I am actually super happy with how it came out. You can see the checkered pattern. So this is how the hat looks like on my son. 36 rows is perfect for a toddler. And I was able to remake the hat again, and then this time I made it to the 42 rows. So it's better for the hat to be longer than shorter if you want to make it for an adult. This is how the hat looks on me. This is the 36 rows, and this is how the hat looks like when it has the 42 rows. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching. As always, you can follow me on my social media sites. Have a good weekend everybody.